I know that you've had a lot today. Trust me, I know. But you do not want to miss this next 15, 20 minutes.
And trust me, the more you drink, the better this is gonna sound.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. We have no time to dilly, as they say. You are with Clear Foundation.
Yep.
And I'm gonna let you roll, bro. You're in Park City. Yes.
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City. Sorry, I knew that was one of them. And you got almost 500,000 deployments in enterprise of what we're about to talk about. So this is not one of those when will it happen deals. This is like major. So let's talk about it. You give them the pitch, and I'm gonna just roll with you.
All right. So our founder sold a successful managed services practice in the IT space. In 2009, he saw a need for distributed computing for small businesses, home offices. We had a community, open source community that we wanted to support. So he went off and tried to build a platform for distributed computing. Spent a couple of years building the platform. It's got a nice graphical user interface to it. It's got a marketplace to it. It's a partner-driven platform because we absolutely bring in other vendors, so it's not something that we're hoarding to ourselves. And then the open side of it is we believe to our DNA that this is an open world, and it should be. So since then, we've launched the platform. It's been out since 2009. The company's been set up since 2009. We also established a community representation firm, Clear Foundation, in New Zealand. We established it down there because it really is open source friendly down there. And the foundation's job is to make sure that they represent the community, bring the requirements to us, and then there's another part of the company called Clear Center, which actually builds and delivers the products.
All right, so let's talk about, let's because not everyone knows what distributed computing is, but let's just, and maybe they do. I wouldn't have back in the day. So your customer is an enterprise, and this may not be your customer in the next 6 months, but right now to date, your customer has been an enterprise, roughly around 30 seats.
Our average user count on a server is 29.
29, right? Okay, so 29 seats, and you've deployed somewhere around 400,000 some odd?
We're over 450,000 servers.
So that means you have roughly 15,000 customers?
No. 450,000 servers.
What's 450,000 divided by 30?
No, times 30.
Times 30?
Times 30.
Oh.
We've deployed 450,000 servers.
There you go.
It's over 10 million.
We call that a shit ton.
It's over 10 million.
All right, so
and one last fact. We get 3,000 new servers every month registering our software.
Okay, so 3,000 new servers a month. For those who speak enterprise, that's good.
Yeah.
And there's some other things. So HP, tell me about HP.
So last June, HP announced that they were going to pre-install our operating system on their servers, the entire ProLiant line. There's about 150,000 servers that go out every quarter. They own about a third of the market share worldwide. So if you
by pre-installed, that means I gotta unload it. So it's on, and if I want to use Red Hat or Azure or one of those, I gotta actually choose to not use you.
Yeah, if you turn on the ProLiant server, it asks you to sign up for a user account if you don't already have one, and you're up and running. Configure the server and you're done. No installation.
And so I've had the advantage. Not everybody has. I'm sure you're going to show it to them when they ask you. I've had the advantage of seeing the UI. Mm-hmm. The UI is not what you'd expect. I mean, it's sexy. It's blockchain sexy. Yeah. It's pretty. Like I could actually make my way around it, which is I can't make my way around a Red Hat. So I promise you that.
The challenge with the black screen command line is just it limits who can deal with it. It limits the people that can manage it. And frankly, those people are pretty expensive. So when you need help on fixing a Linux-based system, it can be very expensive to fix.
So let's talk about where you guys are. You got a lot of momentum. Mm-hmm. What is your ask? And then we'll get into some questions from these guys, and we'll really put it on them because I want them to understand, or whatever. So what are you guys looking for now? What's next? What's the roadmap? What's the trajectory?
My CEO, Michael, he came to us a couple years back and said, look, what you guys have been doing for distributed computing is the problem that the blockchain is going to have when it scales. And he believes 100% it's going to scale. So he got us refocused as a company. And so we've been spending the last couple of years building this platform to be blockchain friendly.
So I want you to define, because not everybody that's here, there's a lot of people that are going to watch this or are watching this now somewhere else. what is it, the problem that blockchain scales? So let's not make assumptions. Let's talk to
Okay.
the audience that may not know all the things you know. Go a little deeper on that.
So if you want to deploy a blockchain app and you want it to be truly decentralized, there are people that will want to tell you that they're a centralized blockchain. But if it's a truly democratized, decentralized blockchain, that means you have these servers, and the server is usually the best place to put it. You don't want it on a mobile phone or on a PC that goes onto a public network. You want it secure. And if these servers are out there and you have thousands of them that you're trying to make sure your application runs on, there's a challenge to get them deployed. There's a challenge to keep them up to date. There's a challenge to keep them secure. And what we need to do is provide a platform. So just like you wouldn't want, if you're going to do a mobile app, you wouldn't want to have to build the phone in order to deploy your app. It's kind of nice that there's a platform. There's a Google, there's an Android. If you're a mobile app developer, you're going to develop on both of them. I'm going to be one of those platforms.
Got
HP behind me will help me get that worldwide reach.
And you've got partnerships with others too. I don't know if you could talk about them.
We run on any x86 box, and we do it on Atom boxes. You can run it as on a router, things like that. But it's basically any x86 box.
Okay, all right. There's other partnerships they have. I don't want to violate any.
We work with other partners.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to leave them nameless. Yeah,
Okay.
Because people would know who they were in this town.
We're in Austin, aren't
So yeah, we are in Austin. Anyway, so questions.
Could you tell me the name again? And is this some sort of like a serverless microarchitecture for your operating system?
It's Clear Foundation is the name of the company. The operating system we're built on is ClearOS. It's been around for about 17 years. It's built off of CentOS. So as you peel back, you want to make sure you got a large user community, CentOS, Red Hat, we've got a large base that we built off of. The keys, though, are you have to have the graphical user interface to it. You got to have the marketplace connections. And you also have to have a software delivery network. In order to deploy these things, think about the problem, for those of you who are blockchain developers, when you deploy the app, that's just the first thing. You're going to innovate over time, and you're going to want to make sure that you can roll out updates to these blockchain communities. You want to be able to manage them. So we have a software delivery network that allows you to do that. So all of the blockchain developers that are out there that are going to face this problem can look at it and say, build on top of a platform versus trying to solve this thing all the way down to the hardware level.
That's like an accessible containerization platform.
It's not a containerization. It's a full-blown server. And then our operating system has a intelligent management interface so that we can make sure that applications, work together. And we've been doing this. We've been doing this without containers, and doing it for about 17 years into our development cycle. So we know how to make this work.
So is your focus still on the small and medium enterprises? Is that what you said?
Yeah, we're not data center focused is the best way to say it. So there are large enterprises that have distributed locations, retail locations, bank locations. So distributed enterprise, small business, home. We have a fairly large home audience. And then I'll call it the enthusiast audience. We have a large Linux community that we work with. And there's a large blockchain community, whether you want to do mining, whether you want to just have your own wallet that you want to have very, very secure. You want to run a couple of apps. A lot of these apps that we've heard about today, you could run them in parallel. I'd love to talk to the Authentic guys. I think we could.
I think we could arrange that. I happen to know a guy.
I think we'd be a great platform for that. And then that way, think of this experience. I'm going to pick on Authentic. They tell their customer, it's a law firm that wants to have a node set up in the office, back in their home, whatever it is. They tell their customer, go buy an HPE server. It's pre-installed, so just sign up for an account. Go to the marketplace, hit install, and in 10 minutes, you'll be up and running with your node. Think about that user experience.
Well, and so let's build on that, because I think you've mentioned marketplace a couple times. Let's say we've got a bunch of people that are building dApps, B2B dApps specifically, right? Because you gave that use case. How do you onboard them? What's that look like? Where are you guys at in figuring that out? How would you take LawAuthentic at scale?
Okay.
How do you build that application marketplace?
So we have a business development team. that includes both technical and business savvy folks that will sit down with you and understand your market. We believe in two things in our company very strongly. One, we're open. We believe in the open source. And one, we believe in partnerships. So we're going to come in and we're going to sit down with them and say, okay, what are you trying to do here? Where do we draw the lines? And then make the integration. So if they can write to our APIs and they can build on top of our platform, then we can take it from there and guarantee them that they've got a solid platform that they can build on.
And verticals that you're in out of that, those 400 plus thousand deployments you've talked about, server deployments, what verticals are you in? Where have you seen density in like one vertical, whether it's healthcare or banking or something versus another?
We're
Small
very
business,
very large in the not-for-profit side of things because we do have a community version. So if you need to do this without charging for it, you can do it on the community version. So we have a business version, community version, and a home version. So we're very large in the not-for-profit space, and some of the very largest not-for-profit organizations have deployed us in some of the most remote regions.
So do you guys have do you have a priority list, or is it opportunistic? Meaning like someone comes to you from banking and it scales, and you have a channel partner. Are you building this direct sales? Like are you doing direct sales, or are you doing channel partner, or some mix?
It's going to be channel partner based. We'll do some direct sourcing, but channel partner based. Keep in mind, HPE has 100,000 channel partners worldwide.
Right.
And all 100,000 of those guys are available. And you can't name an industry that there's not an HPE partner that's familiar with, local to. And the nice thing about it is most of those partners are the traditional IT partners. We're going to help onboard the blockchain with these guys.
So in that case, are you going to be putting most of your focus on winning over the developer community, the application community, and saying, hey, listen, HP's taking this market, some other company we can't name is taking us to market, and we're going to focus on building the developer community, getting them excited, showing them the GUI, and saying, here's why?
Long term, absolutely. Short term, we are going to develop a managed service. I mentioned that's where my boss came from. We need to get it out there. We need to scale quickly. And the easiest way for us to do that is a managed service. So you just call us up and order it. In Canada, we've got a partner that's going to work with us. He'll actually bring it to your house, bring it to your office, set it up, turn it on, let's go. Are
you guys still running your token sale, or is that overfunded now?
We're in the pre-sale right now.
Okay, because I know it's done well. I'm not going to say how well, but
it ends Monday.
Okay.
So last
is that
call.
Is that something people can talk to you about, or is that
last call?
Okay.
We do have a fairly aggressive raise that we're planning on. If you think about what we're trying to do, we're in 147 countries. We're working with a partner that's a Fortune 50 company. How many ICOs do you talk to that their primary product is actually coming out during the public sale? So we are hitting the ground running.
Not like coming out, but it's already been proven by 400 and some odd thousand deployments.
So we're hitting the ground running, and it becomes a scale issue. Yeah. So we're trying to get out there and make sure that we develop our partnerships with blockchain companies that are either ready or working today, and then get into those that are early on in the cycle. No disparagement meant here, but there's a lot of blockchain application companies that have raised money that haven't hit the problem that we solve, but they're going to. And when they do, it can be a very embarrassing conversation to say, I don't know how to scale. I got the right application, but I don't know how to deploy it. I don't have a go-to-market strategy. We're a partner that can help them with that. My value proposition to the blockchain community that's here is I'm going to get you to market faster, I'm going to reduce your cost, and I'm going to reduce your risk.
And so that's the ask. Come talk to me about how.
Yeah.
Questions we have for Blaine? We got 3 minutes for questions. Anybody got a question for Blaine, or you want to save it for the pool? I can save it for the pool. Anybody? No? Any final closing statement? That was great. I guess we killed it. That was awesome.
Great event that you put together here. And I think what we've done is started this community that we're all part of. We have no idea where it's going.
We're on something special as a collective, and I think I know because I know Michael, I know you. I think you guys are a perfect example of people that really are taking the gravitas of that and putting it into motion, and it's been an honor to have you here. I'm certainly looking forward to more. Please make sure you make time to get to know this guy, figure out how to do business with him. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. All right.